Hello and welcome to the British Dapper, and today we're talking about top 5 dapper accessories every British gentleman needs. So when it comes to appearing to be or acting like a gentleman, there are some key things that I look for in a person, the way they dress, that indicates to me that they are dressing like a gentleman or dressing at that next level up from a standard person wearing a suit, for example. And these 5 items are not really going to be of any surprise, I think, to most of you. But these are my personal views on what elevates that person from just somebody wearing a suit to somebody wearing it really well and adds to that appearance of being a gentleman. So the first thing I'm going to look at is a pocket square. Now, if we take, for example, the template of somebody wearing a suit, in the general term, most of the time we're going to see somebody wearing the suit with a shirt and a tie and a pair of shoes of some description. So a pocket square to me demonstrates that that person has a more understanding about colour coordination and lifts the overall look. And it does demonstrate to me not only that they have a better understanding of colour coordination, but also that level of sartorial elegance that you get above and beyond somebody just putting a suit on without any further knowledge of how to enhance that suit. So for example, in this case I'm wearing a pocket square and I've picked up some of the red hues and the pinks that go very similar to the tie itself. And it ties it all together really nicely. So for example, if we use this image here, you can see that without the pocket square, it's just a normal suit, everyday suit. But you can see that triangle effect between the shoulder and the chest. That's where we want to focus people's attention. Now, whilst the tie does that to a certain degree, a pocket square really does enhance that as well. Pocket squares really does draw the eye, especially in this day and age where very few people wear them in everyday wear. Something else that I look at when I'm looking at an individual or generally, and that is the use of cufflinks. It's very common to see people wearing barrel cuff shirts nowadays. They're very much easily purchased from just about any store going, but that next step up is where we start to see people wearing French cuff shirts or double cuff shirts, and that means the introduction of a cufflink. And cufflinks really are in their own right a work of art and potentially quite expensive items of jewellery to wear with those French cuff shirts. So they can be really highly coloured enamels and even portraited as well, and as well as being in precious metals. So it does really draw the attention when the cuff is correctly sighted on the actual wrist for the jacket length, and also that cufflink really does draw the eye and enhance the overall look of the cuff itself. And that brings me neatly on to watches. Now, I'm not talking about expensive watches necessarily, and I'm not certainly talking about, for example, sport watches. And what we're looking at is a dress watch. Now, that to me identifies a person as somebody looking at the next sartorial level up. Yes, you can have your Rolexes, your Omegas, and there's nothing wrong with those at all from a point of view of demonstrating some form of wealth. It doesn't necessarily demonstrate to me, personally, that next level up sartorially, whereas a dress watch is designed to be worn more in a formal setting with a suit. Whilst you can wear a Rolex 20,000 to £30,000 diver's watch, remember it is a utility tool. It is a diver's watch designed for diving, not for dress. And so it's a slightly different appearance that I'm looking for when I'm looking at somebody that's dressed to that next level up. The same with the aviation watches as well, and similar types of watches. So it is really looking at a slightly smaller face, maybe a 38mm diameter watch, and we're looking at something that has got much more simplified lines and much more sleek looks to it. Very slimlined, not chunky and bold. Those sort of watches are ideal for that more informal situation, and there's nothing wrong with wearing those in those situations. But when it comes to that suit wearing and that formal business look, that's a slightly different thing. And when I see somebody wearing a diver's watch, the first thing I think of is, are they a diver? Are they trying to show me that's where their skill set is? Or is it just a case they're trying to demonstrate they have some wealth? To me, that doesn't really identify them as a gentleman or sartorially the next level up. Otherwise, they would be wearing a dress watch, which is specifically designed to wear in more formal situations. So one of the things that really makes me think about somebody being a gentleman, and something we don't see very often in this day and age, is the umbrella. And I'm not talking about just a plastic thing, I'm talking about something with a bit of substance to it, something that's really made really well, robust piece of metal on it, metal collars, acorns, nice sheath cover for the actual umbrella, and a nice finish to it. Nice silhouette on the actual umbrella. So I think this is a sign of elegance, and with that a certain level of gentlemanliness, and something you don't see in this day and age very often. The final item I'm going to look at now is something that's a little bit unusual in this day and age, and that is a hat. And I mean something more formal and more substantial than just a flat cap or a baseball cap. We're looking at something that's much more dress appropriate. So we're looking at hats that are fedoras, trilbys. I think they are the next level up. When I see somebody wearing those with a suit or something very similar, it does smack to me of somebody that is behaving in a gentlemanly manner or creating that gentlemanly look. And when it comes to the next level up, when we're talking about bowler hats and also Homburg hats, I think that really does elevate the look. And if you have all those items that we've already discussed all pulled together in a nice package, you have a very powerful look that not only is a case of wearing a suit, but wearing it extremely well and demonstrating that next level up in the sartorial look of wearing a suit. So I know we could have added some other items to this concept, if you like, about essential items for men to wear. I would suggest that if you're wearing a suit, the chances are you're going to go for a coat to go over that, and it's going to be in keeping with the quality of the suit that you're wearing. So that's why I haven't included a coat. And similarly, I haven't mentioned shoes because we're going to wear something very appropriate for wearing a suit anyway, rather than a pair of trainers. So I am suggesting just those 5 items that really does make a difference in this day and age, and does make me reminisce, if you like, about those people that really dressed well and those that now still dress like that. And when I see those people wearing these items, it does automatically make me think they are the next level up. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the idea or the concept of what I've just said, and you want to add some ideas to what you think might elevate somebody's look, then why not let us know. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, then please feel free to do so. We have a Buy Me a Coffee page, so if you'd like to make a contribution to the channel, then please feel free to do so. We also love constructive comments, so if you'd like to make some, jot them down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And if you've got a question you'd like to pose to us or you'd like an answer to, then why not jot it down? We'll try and answer your question for you. We also like ideas for future videos, so if you want to make a contribution and make a suggestion about future content, then please, again, jot it in the notes below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. The next video could be something that you've recommended or suggested. So until next time, take care.